And welcome to Trailer Blazers, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting with Prey, the new Prey, not the old Prey. And Blake, we've seen this already, and would you care to share some of your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm not as excited about it as I thought I was going to be. There's Morgan Yu. You've got to be kidding me.
We came in a bit prematurely with that joke, but never mind.
Well, I'm always a bit premature. So it's basically your kind of typical sci-fi horror slash kind of like Dead Space in some regards.
That's what I was thinking. It reminds me a lot of Dead Space. It's sort of Dead Space meets Doom.
Could the necromorphs in Dead Space do that? Become a chair?
That seems like the core core mechanic of this one, in that these creatures can become any object within the facility, which is kind of cool. But
I'm going to be shooting the fuck out of all the fax machines.
Yeah, just going to be shooting a photograph of Brad from Accounting's wife.
But I was saying to you, wasn't I? The monster design, out of the fact when they're not undercover, shall we say, is a bit generic and a bit standard.
It
just looks a bit kind of like Doom as well. Do you know what I mean?
Doom.
Fast-paced FPS
and I just want to say that bit there, just like where he's lobbing a grenade at some objects, that really just looked like, Brian, we need to somehow show how this grenade works. Just throw some shit on the floor and throw a grenade at it.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't really get what this symbol means either. Didn't Prince have this as his name?
This is advertising that Prince is doing the game.
And this is another bit that's
we're going to have to wait for the date to pass.
Yeah, okay, so do the date and stuff.
That's why we're rushing this one out, because it's coming out in 3 days, Blake.
But yeah, I've not really heard a lot about hype about this one. And there we go. Exclusive Cosmonaut Shotgun Pack.
Yeah, the pre-order bonuses, which of course, Bethesda, they've got to get that stuff in.
Yeah. But the worry is,
because I did some research and we know the game has multiplayer.
But I don't think, because you're getting starter crafting materials.
So
because you're getting starter crafting materials, I do think it's for the single player. But they're giving you med kits in a part of the pre-order bonus.
Yeah, but would it be unreasonable to assume there might be some form of currency the online game uses to perhaps unlock weapon packs, designs, like armor packs, that sort of thing, and could that contribute towards that? And this is coming from a complete place of ignorance, because outside of does this game have multiplayer, I've looked up jack shit for this.
But I'm not super hyped. I mean, that pre-order bit kind of encapsulated perfectly for me what I think the problem's going to be. There's nothing really that stands out in that trailer that makes me go, I'm excited for this. Like you say, it's an interesting idea that the monsters can transform into other things.
But how quickly do you get bored of that?
Exactly.
Like, how many times are you going to be in a room saying, the next door won't open, I've killed 30,000 enemies, there's one plant pot in this room, in this plant pot factory room, which is on this spaceship for some reason, that I've got to shoot.
That air grate's looking at me funny. I don't like it. But I mean, I think the case, the problem with it is it's going to be just generic. So the monster design is literally, there's nothing to define them. And I guess it's to give you that impression that it's because they can transform. So they don't have a really stable form of matter.
That could be a good idea, that would be a savour of it.
They don't have a stable kind of image, that they always constantly switch between images.
Except all of them all the time when they're not in their, mimic form. They are just, black cancerous slobs.
Yeah, like the Tory pie. Just going around...
Hey kids, vote Labour. Let's not get political.
But yeah, it looks okay. The graphics and stuff aren't amazing looking.
No.
The story seems like it's your generic, like I say, sci-fi horror in space story. These aliens that we've discovered, or we've invented,
because they're clearly running experiments on Mr. Yu.
Exactly, and I mean, Yu looks like he's in trouble. Like he was injecting something to his eyeballs and stuff.
Yu's in trouble.
Yu's in trouble, which is probably giving him his powers, where he can now take on other objects like Yuka from Yooka-Laylee.
Speaking of Dead Space, doing that whole we're going to stick some spikes in your eye thing. I know Dead Space probably wasn't the first thing to do it, but it does kind of seem to combine, doesn't it? It does feel like someone's decided Dead Space plus, what game did we make before? Because this is the Bethesda game. Doom.
Just reskin Doom, change a few things around.
I will say, when I first saw, it was either this trailer or the last gameplay trailer they did, I was thinking, this looks kind of like Doom. I love Doom. Brilliant.
Yeah, I think that might be the marketing. Yeah, the marketing technique, though, I think.
Yeah, it feels like, hey, have some Doom, but with some extra fancy weapons and with a bit more talking.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a bit of platforming they showed you in there as well.
Yeah,
which I don't think is going to go down well.
Not really, no. I mean, what little platforming Doom had was fucking shite. So.
Well, I mean, they give you that gun that he used to plug up the fire, didn't he, in those vents?
Oh, yeah, and you could jump on it.
So you can make your own ledges and stuff.
Depending on how that works, that could be pretty cool.
Well, I imagine it's only going to be able to be used, like, in certain points of the game. Like, you don't be able to make ledges and be able to jump everywhere. So it'll be like certain places that you can stick this thing to and certain places you can't. I don't think you're going to be able to go around just like covering like.
You're not going to be able to like go into the ladies' room, go into one of the cubicles, like shoot up the wall, and then like peek over the wall.
I spend a lot of time shooting up like, ladies' cubicles.
Please tell me you mean with your semen. Because if you mean with a gun, I'm going to have some questions.
I mean with my love gun.
With your love semen.
But it looks, for the most part, to be a fairly paint by numbers kind of standardy thing.
Yeah, it looks.
There's no mystery
solid.
or intrigue for me. I don't think. I think there's nothing in that really pulled me in. I didn't see something and think, oh, I want to find out more. Obviously, you've got that thing where because he's had experiments done on him, kind of like not like Bioshock. Which one I'm thinking of? Biohazard.
I don't know.
The one where you're Alex Mercer.
Oh, you're thinking of Infamous? No.
The other one.
Oh shit! I liked that game. Infamous and the other one. The Prototype. Prototype.
There we go. It looks a bit like that as well. The whole he's transforming, using different powers and stuff.
But this one, he's self-sacrificing.
Yeah, there's certain sections of that trailer, like you said, though, where it looked like they were just like, okay, we need to show you how this gameplay mechanic works. We're just going to throw some shit on the screen and show you how it works. Rather than integrating it into the story sections or the combat sections, it just seemed like, okay, here's something you can do.
To be
fair, something you can do.
To be fair in that regard, this was a gameplay trailer. By the way, I'll introduce this fact. I'm using both gameplay trailers for this and the next game we're going to be doing, purely because they're the current trailers that are running on YouTube at the moment. So I'm running by that as my rule. Whatever's being advertised at the moment as like the main trailer, that is the one we're using. So I can kind of understand them saying, well, we need to show off this mechanic, let's try and get that in somewhere. But again, quite lazily, just sort of, let's throw some shit on the floor and throw a grenade at it.
To show you, I mean, it's not a hard concept to grasp. Like, you could have had, like, the Q, the weapons guy, the one that's a bit like Gabe Newell. He could have been like, oh, this will bring things closer together between me and you, and then give him a little kiss or something.
Between me, you, and you. No, me and you.
Me and you.
Me, you, and you.
You, me, you. It's like that bit from Rush Hour 2. But... And obviously Prey, the title kind of goes on to the fact that they were making these experiments and now they're the hunted rather than the hunters. So it's that old dynamic again of it's been flipped. And I want to see what happens in one of these games if the monster does get back to Earth. Because always like, we must never let it get back to Earth.
Yeah, no,
what happens if it gets back to Earth?
2 words, Wayland Yutani.
It just, like I said to you, it just felt quite aliensy as well, like an evil alien mega threat that you got to go around and sort out.
I mean, you use the word a lot. You use the word generic a lot in this reaction. I really don't know what to call these sort of videos, but commentary. Trailer commentary video. But when you're using generic elements from several what could be considered
generic
kings.
Elephants?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm going to read this line again.
Sorry, do it again, go on.
Fuck it. It's gone now.
Okay, it's gone now.
I can't remember how I started. This has gone on way too long. When you're using generic elements from what can be considered the kings of their genres, it could be, lots of a good thing can still make a good thing.
Yeah, it could be taking a section, a bit of this, a bit of that, putting it in a pot, and I'm like, oh, actually, I've got something a bit, a really, really good. It looks solid. There's nothing about it that's making me go, oh my god, I'm never touching that ever.
But, there's a reason you don't always... you can't have ice cream and cake and sprinkles and cinnamon and syrup at the same... There's too much of a good thing.
Yeah,
and I'm worried that playing this, I'll be like, oh, this is kind of like Doom, this is kind of like Dead Space, this is kind of like Aliens, but it's not quite any of them. Familiarity breeds contempt, is what I'm trying to say.
It's like the video game equivalent of diabetes.
Oh, I feel so snobby, I have to say. I feel it's great. I'm like Total Biscuit up in this shit.
So I'm not massively blown away by it.
No, because I was excited when I first saw this at E3.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, oh, that looks kind of like Doom. It's published by the people who published Doom. Therefore, I think it's going to be a good game. Because Bethesda, they very rarely put out bad games as a publisher. They can put out some pretty boring ones. Like, what was that survival horror one that they did with the fella that did Resident Evil? I can't even remember it now.
No, I can't either. I know which one you mean, though.
But yeah, no one really cared for that one. But anyway, it's
Evil Within.
Evil Within.
Yeah,
that was it.
That was quite forgettable. I think this is going to be another one of those sort of things. So another one of these sort of fairs. Like, you're going to get it. You're going to play it, probably finish it, or even get halfway through it and think, you know what? I know exactly what's going to happen next. There's like no surprises.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure out whether the fact that you are either one or infected with these things is going to be the twist or the main driving point of the story.
But we already know that because we saw him become a Gatling gun.
He became a Gatling gun?
Well, didn't he, like, there was a bit in the trailer where he kind of, like, there's, like, some black smoke happened, then all of a sudden it was a Gatling gun, and he was just shooting a Gatling gun for a bit.
Okay, no, I'm fucking sold on this game now. You can become an actual Gatling gun.
I think so. I may have seen that wrong, I don't know, but I think so.
I'll replay that clip here. Also, possibly playing over us talking is me playing the demo of this, so enjoy that footage. Yeah. Because the demo's out, but I've purposely not played it just so I could have reactionary.
Yeah, rather than going off of the back of what the game.
Yeah, because where you say, oh well, where you say it's generic, it's actually quite good in this sense, or oh, you didn't actually notice this because it's not in the trailer.
Exactly, but it's like literally we're taking it from this.
Yeah,
and on this, I don't know whether it's a strong enough trailer to convince me that this is worth money. And I bought Ukulele, so I should have my credit card. You are
pretty wistful with your money.
Exactly, I should have my credit card taken off me and snapped in half. But there we go. But
oh yeah, by the way, we were wrong about Ukulele, weren't we?
Yeah.
Then again, we were right about Mighty Number 9. So
that was sad.
You can have two wrongs. Don't worry. Okay, well, I think that's all what we can say about Prey. So let's move on to the next trailer. And here we have the trailer for The Surge. It's the combat trailer, and straight away they go in with the this is just to pretend this is Dark Souls, okay?
Yeah.
Because you come up, here's a fuck up enemy who just completely cheeses you, which is bullshit, by the way. And then immediately you get the red, you're dead, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
So at least they're not like shy about that. We want this to be Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, what I think while watching the combat of this game is, God, this feels meaty.
It looks so heavy and clunky, doesn't it? I was going to say the same thing to you.
I mean that in a positive way. Yeah. Like every swing, every bullet just feels like it's got a real punch to it.
It's really nicely animated.
Yeah.
And when you have an enemy that's swift, like that enemy there, it feels swift.
Yeah, and honestly, the game looks really good. For all the greys, like the occasional touch of yellow and the very vibrant reds and the oranges there, I think it looks really quite nice.
It's got a really nice, aesthetically pleasing colour scheme, hasn't it? And that nice little touch of slow-mo as well, like when he gets like a jump or a dodge. And, do you know what I mean? Just to make it a bit easier than it would have been if it was Dark Souls, but this is cool. Boom!
The thing that I don't like about... The only thing I can say about this, which I think is going to come up in a second, is that the bosses, they're just big fuck-off machines.
Yeah, that's
you're
so
just going to fight a
well.
fucking can opener.
Yeah, it looks like I'm in a fight with a fucking fax machine again.
Yeah.
It looks like the waltzers just got a bit nuts. You know, waltzers down the fair and stuff. But the combat, the other thing that I don't really like as well, I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but pre-rendered kill takedown animation things, like that bit where you press square and then like he does like a little fancy move. I think it just really stops the flow of combat.
Well, how did you feel about that in Doom?
I think Doom did it really well because they were quick. They were so fast.
It was like button head off.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. And I never got bored of that because it was like a variety as well. Where in this, I don't know, prepare for the surge.
Well, that's the thing in Doom. Like, it became kind of a game in itself because, like, if you knew if you got this one enemy from a different angle, you could rip its arm off and shove it down its throat.
Yeah, and batter it around the head with it.
Yeah, which so I've got to say, I'm going to come out the bat and say I actually kind of like the look of this just from the trailer better than I do Prey. See, I nearly forgot its name. Even if I do keep calling this The Source. Just because that would also be a good name and one that Deck 13 can consider for the sequel.
Well, exactly, yeah. Send us some money and you can have it. Call it The Source.
And I will point this out because we brought it up before we started recording this bit. The fellas who made... and ladies who... Blake, don't be sexist. Who made this game also made Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah.
Which I never played. I never really saw much of it. All I saw was some fairly lukewarm reviews about it because it's apparently kind of a Dark Souls rip-off in Nordic mythology.
Pretty much.
And this is just kind of a Dark Souls rip-off in sci-fi mythology.
I think, to be fair, though, it's... With Lords of the Fallen, the problem was it was Nordic, but it was still medieval kind of times. So because it was set in the same kind of time period, you had that direct comparison. I think this is now
what we were talking about, sort of the familiarity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You now manage to distance yourself now because there's robots in it now. But I mean, there's a few bits in the trailer where when the little numbers are coming up when you hit people.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks quite... I didn't think I'd like that. When I saw it a second time, I was actually, it's more stylized than I thought. There's a lot going into the visual design of this.
I may have to look back. Were there health bars above the
No, not health bars, no.
Oh, so you just got to see how much health you were willing.
Yeah. How many hit points you had.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, just because with the Soulsborne games, I do like being able to see how close something is, like to being deaded.
Yeah. So I think I've got time from the swing or not. But with the animations and stuff, like you're saying about, well, there's a guy in a great big fucking heavy robot suit, right? So the fact that they've made it feel like tanky and bulky is good. And we got that literally just from the visuals. So can you imagine how meaty it's going to feel when you get it in your hand? Yeah, get your meat in your hand, Nathan, and you hit that square button, and it clobbers them. But it looks like you got some nice variety in your weapons as well, because you saw like some of it was like really big, kind of grandiose.
Yeah, you got
hammers.
your tanky, slow but heavy hitting like beasties.
So you can do some. I imagine it's an RPG, so you can do some RPG role playing.
I'd imagine, especially as sort of in the bottom, you got like technical scraps that you were collecting, which is your souls and your blood echoes. Yeah.
So it's good to have that nice bit of variety, and it looks like you can have some environmental stuff as well, like so like they had electricity on the baton and things like that.
You get some sort of elemental additions.
Yeah, which looks really fun. So I mean, there's no plot been told to us whatsoever.
But it's a combat trailer, so we can't expect that.
But that's what I was going to say. But
we must not judge it upon that merit.
But in a way, I think I got more out of that in the storytelling of the world than I did with the Purge.
The Purge?
Prey.
The Purge?
Prey.
We've not watched The Purge yet.
that I did with Prey. I felt like there was more telling you stuff with the world, like you were saying about the colour scheme, like it's quite dark, it's quite dreary, but having that scene when you brought that up with the spotlight on it, and then it picked out the nice yellows and everything. And like the combat looks really, really good, and it looks like you can be fast if you want to be. Like there was a bit there, like I was mentioning, where he jumps and he goes slow-mo.
Yeah.
So you can be fast, and the only thing I wasn't that happy about in the combat, which kind of makes sense, is they didn't seem to stagger at all. Like he seemed to hit one, and like it didn't like fall back or look like it hurt, like got hurt. So there's a bit there.
There might not necessarily be a great deal of feedback as to how much damage you are doing, other than the numbers popping up, which in a game like this would be the death of it.
Yeah.
Like if you were playing a game where you were like beating the living shit out of something and it just I find that like when you're beating something and it doesn't react, it just makes it that much harder.
I think, I agree with you. But like, there was no staggering. Like, it didn't feel like they've made the animations look really nice and look really heavy and chunky. But when it came to like the enemy feedback, it literally just took the hit.
Outside of like the pre-animation kills, like you were saying.
Yeah, and I guess in a way you can say, well, that's because obviously they're in big robot suits, so they're not feeling that damage. But at the same time,
they should be knocked back and
exactly.
Yeah,
he's got. I mean, the pre-animated takedowns where like he pulled a bloke in half or something, like do you know what I mean, on the floor, or hit him with like a big hammer in the face. That looked like it'd give me the satisfaction I've been looking for the combat all the way through. Like if I hit it, I want it to kind of like wobble like a Weeble. Yeah,
just to like try and regain its balance a little bit. That gives you the opportune moment to give it a good old visceral attack in the bollocks. I said a rude word.
And I mean, like, and it looks like they can stagger you, and when you get hit, your animations look nice when you get damaged. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know what I feel about that bit where the beginning where like it proper cheesed you. It looked like it didn't even look like it was proper. The guy was like overpowering. It looked like the guy playing it was literally like, oh, okay, let's go in straight away and show him it's like Dark Souls by dying.
Yeah.
It looked like he wasn't even giving it his best.
Well, that was the thing. Do you think it was a case of the enemy... Because from what I could see from that, the enemy stunned you and it beat the shit out of you in like 2 hits. Do you think that was a case of the game being kind of bullshit, or they knew exactly what was going to happen and thought they'd let it happen? Because if I was going into the games, if I was walking into that room and I didn't know that guy was there, I'd walk up the stairs, be stunned and dead within 2 hits.
Yeah, true.
And that would be bollocks. That would be some shit fucking game design. Just because I get that like the Bloodborne and the Dark Souls games kind of run off, oh, this game is hard, but it's not hard. It just requires you to pace and think.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas with that, it did feel like they're replacing that nice kind of Dark Souls difficultness with just cheap.
difficultness.
Yeah, cheap difficultness.
Cheap difficultness.
Literally, that's going to be my rap name from now on. Cheap difficultness.
Cheap dick.
Cheap dick. So it did feel like, you walked in, it's given him a stun baton. So like, bzz, smack, smack, oh look, you're dead. It didn't feel deserved. Like the enemy I didn't feel the enemy deserved to kill the player there.
No.
I don't think he worked hard enough at it. He needs to go back to murdering school and finish getting his murdering degree. He's got a degree in thugonomics. Like, he needs to get it sorted out, Nathan. But that was a really cool bit in the trailer I was going to bring up, which, again, on the combat, is a good point for the combat. The leaping attacks and stuff feel graceful and majestic as all hell.
That's something I can say in positive words about the game, is that a lot of the attack animations just look, like you say, they're graceful, they were beautiful to look at, and they look satisfying to pull off. Assuming that doesn't have the prototype thing that we were talking about in the last one, where it's just like press triangle and everyone's dead, which is what I really hated about that game, that it was just one button press and then everything's dead. If it doesn't do that, if it you have to jump at this precise time and then at this precise time hit this button and then hit down, then you will power slam them with your mecha axe.
Rather than it just being you've locked on, locks you into the animation, you pressed square or something.
Yeah.
Look at him come screaming out of the sky like a madman, and just splitting a robot in half for a bit.
I did want to go back because you were talking about how nice the slow-mo looked. I didn't see anywhere that in the trailer to state that this was entirely in-game undoctored footage. So I wouldn't necessarily trust that all of those slow-mos were in fact slow-mos that would happen within the game world. That could have been some doctored footage on the trailer.
Just to show you a bit closer. Let's have a look at it again.
Doctored footage, as if we're accusing them of killing civilians.
Doctored footage sounds like a rap name as well. So, I guess what they could have done is thought, okay, we'll slow this bit of the trailer down so you can appreciate the beauty. They just had
a little thing that said in-game footage.
Yeah, and that would have been nice. But, I don't know then. But like I said, there's more in it in that one, I think, that kind of drew me in a lot of the trailers we've been seeing. And I don't think it needed that narrative portion to kind of give you some plot. Well, I think when these sort of games, you come for the combat, it's very light on story. So, if anything, you probably were doing yourself a disservice by having a guy talk at you for a minute or two. Well, I think nice music as well. It was very nice. Sorry, nice.
That's
music
all right. I'm just trying to lead us to the final segment for about 5 minutes.
Sorry.
Well, that leads us quite nicely, Blake, into the final segment. Would you like to go first in deciding which of the two trailers you feel was better?
Yeah, okay. Certainly. Well, like I said when we were watching the Prey one, I don't feel like there's anything that stood out for me.
No.
I mean, now I'm sitting thinking back on it now, thinking, well, what was in it? And I remember there's one bit where he's in the room. He's like, oh, you've got plenty of time to decide. Actually, you've only got 10 seconds.
Yeah, so it's got some snarky writing.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I quite like that. But there's nothing about it that really popped for me. It looked like it was trying to be so high octane and action. Look how exciting it is. I just felt kind of but I watched Fury Road earlier, so I'm more excitemented out.
And why is it trying to pace itself as this exciting sci-fi shooter thriller when it's actually supposed to be more of a sci-fi horror, from what I can gather?
I think it's not quite sure what it wants to be or is,
which again detrimental to itself.
Exactly. So I don't think it's very well defined. It felt kind of loose and a bit wobbly, and whereas with the Surge one, like I've been saying, it's felt a lot tighter, a lot cleaner, a lot cooler. Yeah. And even things in the background, the background of that I can think about now in my head, and I can picture it. I can imagine what different bits of the world will look like. Prey, it's just going to be a spaceship, isn't it, boy?
Yeah.
Literally just your generic sci-fi spaceship.
Well, there were some... Oh no, I'm thinking of the Surge again. I was going to say there were some bits on Earth, but no, that's the Surge. Ignore that, because they said they can't get back to Earth.
Exactly. So
not even for a Pizza Hut.
So I think out of the two, I'm going to have to give it to the Surge.
That's a good point. That's a good shout. And I am also, again, there's going to be no contesting in this episode, as there has never been before, because I am also going to give my point to the Surge, simply because the trailer did what it needed to. I came out of the Surge thinking, there were bits in the Surge I was like, ooh, that felt good. Watching that felt good.
Well, I mean, there was a section we watched it the first time, wasn't there, where I literally, when he hit him in the head with a hammer, I literally went, woof, like that. So I know exactly what you mean.
But where I was watching the Prey, I was watching it, and when it came to the end, my reaction was basically just kind of, okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
I was kind of
I'm not sold, I'm interested.
I was like, and then what? And then there was just nothing else. I was
because, like I say, it feels like a very solid game from what they've showed us, but The Surge it came out with, we know what we are, we know what we're trying to be, but look at how well we think we're doing that.
Bit more personality as well.
And like you said, it didn't need to give us any story elements like Prey needed to. It just came out and say, here are some fucking robots, they're gone all evil and shit, and you have to kill them.
You've got to sort it out.
No, not you from the other game.
No,
as in
you, the player.
God, we've ridden that joke into the ground.
You is a bit of a player, though, isn't he?
You looks like he gets all of the lanes.
So yeah, I mean, out of the two, I think we definitely picked the right one.
Okay, so we both unanimously decided that The Surge is going to be the better game. When it comes out and everyone hates it and everyone loves Prey, we're going to stand here and say no, because we said the trailer looks better, therefore the game must be better.
I mean, just going quickly over that, we had a good run for a while, and then
we've had a lot of wrong guesses, though.
I mean, out of what we've been given, though, like I think I know Ukulele wasn't brilliant. I'm just going to defend my decision in Ukulele, but I absolutely said I'm going to love it, and now I'm kind of trying to play it, and I'm like.
But even in Ukulele's defense, like Mighty Number 9 came and went, and I didn't want to touch it.
Exactly.
Ukulele's out, and some people are saying it's shit, some people are saying it's great. I still want to try it.
Exactly. So I think out of the choices that we had, we still picked the right one there.
The episode's over, by the way. We're just going to talk to each other now. What else did we have? Because we started with Uncharted 4 and Horizon Zero Dawn. I think we gave that one to Uncharted 4, but would you agree with that at this point?
I now swap, I think. I now think I go for Horizon Zero Dawn. Now I've got the product in my hand. I've played it more than I played Uncharted.
I've not liked a Naughty Dog game since Crash Bandicoot, so...
You've got a bit of good news coming up then. June 30th, man. The remastered trilogy comes out.
Oh, yes, mate. I don't know what the... Oh, I hope that's good.
Now the trailer blazes that as well.
Yeah, we will have to. Yeah. I'm just waiting because there's a fucking Call of Duty World War 2 trailer out. Sorry, I'm spoiling what's going to happen in the next few months. And vote Labour. There's a Call of Duty World War 2 trailer out, and there's not a Battlefield one yet.
Damn it!
Come on, get on it, EA.
I think we made the right choice for Battlefield and Call of Duty, though. Battlefield.
Yeah, I don't think many people. Do people still talk about Advanced Warfare?
Well, that's just it. They've now gone back to World War II.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean?
I think that's Activision themselves admitting defeat there.
Yeah. But, there we go. But I think maybe with this one, I'm feeling a bit more confident in my picks in this one.
I certainly want to play this. I mean, I've got Prey on demo. I'm going to give that a crack. The Surge, I'm going to see when it comes out what the reviews are like. If it's like unanimously shit,
like
fair enough.
Lords of Fallen was a bit.
Yeah, it was milquetoast.
Yeah, but I reckon this is going to be a bit more with it. I think this is a bit more them as well. A bit more them because it's sci-fi. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I'm excited though.
Oh, I'm excited too. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trailer Blazers.
Oh my god, it's looped! We just started all over again!
Trailer Blazers, we're going to be watching the Prey demo with you.
No, not again.
Thank you for joining us in Trailer Blazers. Be sure to check out our other videos. Thank you very much for watching. Wait, I've forgotten our own catchphrase. Is that for Super Happy Fun Times? Can we use it everywhere?
Just hear it, man.
So keep on and keep on watching. Have a good evening, if it's evening.
Or morning if it's morning.
God, I've forgotten how to do this. Or someone's died.
Have a good morning. I just noticed a little geezer, like, in his helmet.
It's Ant-Man.
It's Ant-Man. I'd play as if Ant-Man was in it, fuck.
What if you were playing Ant-Man who was controlling you?
Who's controlling you?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man is...